Hey, Zach Smith here from the Car Guy Chronicles. Today we're going to talk about financing versus leasing your next new purchase and what might be the right fit for you. So stay tuned. So do we finance the car or do we lease the car? Well, that's a question that you're going to have to figure out on your own. What I'd like to do today is kind of show you the differences between the two and kind of like not use math to do it. I kind of have a little way that I can kind of show you the differences between the two, and it might illustrate a little bit better, what might make more sense for you to do. And I'll kind of go over some of the downsides between the two, whether you finance or you lease, and what's going to make the most sense for you. So let's go over to a little bit of old school technology. I've got a little whiteboard, so let's run over there to take a peek at it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about financing. This arrow represents time, and this line represents a dollar amount. Could be 50, could be 100K, it doesn't really matter. You put a down payment down here, and this is when you buy it. This is when you pay it off, and you make payments. And then hooray, you own it. What typically happens in this scenario is when you finance a car, you put a down payment. A lot of times it's the least amount of money that you can get away with. You finance the car, you're paying interest. Okay, could be 9, could be 10, annual APR on the life of the loan. A lot of times people, they get halfway through or a third of the way through, right about here, and you got all this depreciation, all this money that's owed, you're underwater and you owe more on the car than it's worth. But a lot of times you could take that inequity and roll it over into another finance contract. Well, if you're that type of person, it might make more sense for you to lease a car. So let's talk about leasing. Okay, same type of thing. We're going to have a timeline here, but it's a little bit different. So in the beginning, you have an amount of money that you have to put down. Same thing. It's when you buy it. It's when you pay it off. And inside of the drive off, which is in the beginning, it's not a down payment. You have an acquisition fee. You have a security deposit. You have those three things that get collected up front. And if you put multiple security deposits down, that will lower your payments. Same thing. You're going to be making your payments and you don't pay interest. There's no such thing as interest in a lease. You pay what's called a money factor. It is a servicing fee on each payment of the lease that's determined by the leasing company, which oftentimes is the manufacturer. So you pay, the money factors are usually somewhere between 0.0003 something. It basically equates to a percentage of the payment that they charge as a servicing fee every month. Okay, so there's like in a finance contract, you can make additional payments and pay the car off early. There's no adjustment for additional payments being made in a lease. There's no benefit to you doing that because you're going to pay that money factor and you're going to pay that payment no matter what. And you also pay sales tax on each payment. So it's a little bit different than in your purchase. Now at the end of the lease, you have a residual, which is determined all the way in the beginning of the lease by the leasing company. And what a good residual is between 50 and 60% of the car's MSRP that's determined in the beginning of the lease. You have options here. At the end of the lease, you can buy it because you don't own it. You can turn it back in and get another one, which is what a lot of my old BMW customers used to do. Or you, in rare instances, you could sell it. And the only time I saw that happen where you could sell it is during COVID, and when the used car prices went crazy. Because if you sell it, you're gonna have to take care of the sales tax on the residual and any of the other fees that are involved. A lot of customers that come in that, let's say they've damaged the vehicle quite a bit, where they went over their miles significantly, their only option typically is to buy it or sell it. If they turn it back in, there could be a lot of money that's owed on the lease. So it depends. If you drive a lot, leasing may not make sense to you. If you want to modify the car in any way, you want to wrap it or you want to put a lift on it or crazy wheels and tires, then going with the purchase route might be the way to go. So I hope all that makes sense to you. Okay, so that was leasing versus financing a car. And I hope that gives you some valuable information moving forward. There's a third option, and that might be keeping the car that you own right now. I know getting the new car to keep up with the Joneses might make a lot of sense to some people, but right now with the economy the way that it is and with everything going up and up and up and up, it might make more sense. If the car still drives and runs good, get it serviced and keep driving it. Anyway, I hope that helps you, and I hope this content was a valuable thing to add to your day. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.